jainworld.com 25 years of service to Jainism. Press subscribe, bell icon and like button.
Today I'm going to talk about Jainism, food habits and diet. Jainism, food habits and diet. Do you want to have a healthy body? Do you want to have a clear and creative mind? Do you want to have strong and positive emotions? And do you want to progress to the higher level of consciousness or on the path of spirituality or a step towards enlightenment? If the answer is yes, and I know everybody wants this, I haven't met anybody who doesn't want this. And so listen to this video completely. This video is for you. And if you want that your life be filled with joy, happiness, peace of mind, tranquility, a bliss, sense of fulfillment, festivity, celebration, then this video is for you. I am going to explain you age-old wisdom, but that which is proven by modern science. So, we will be talking about how the food affects your spiritual, your emotional, your mind level, and your body level, and how food is also connected with joy, happiness, festivity, celebration, tranquility, peace of mind, bliss, sense of fulfillment in your life. Watch this video till end to get a deeper understanding how this is all connected. What we eat is what we are. Very simple equation. What we eat is what we are. In 7 years, every single cell in our body, trillions of cells are there in our body, and every single cell gets changed in 7 years' time. It means in 7 years we get new body. Few cells every day. Like that, in 7 years, our body will get complete new body. How do we get new cells? Whatever food we eat, some part of it will get digested. And that digested part will get converted into our blood, our cells, and other part of the body. So if you look at it from different point of view, our body is a refined form of the food which we eat. And that's why what we eat is what we are. To understand this in more detail and its impact on our spirituality, on our emotions, on our mind, and on the health of our body, we will take a top-down approach. So we'll first start at the spiritual level. And then it will be very easy for us to understand at the emotion level, mind level, and body level impact. So when you are on the path of spirituality, that is trying to move to the higher level of your consciousness, try to take a step towards enlightenment, you need to go through meditation. There is no other way. So meditation, what we call as a dhyana, is the path towards that. So when you go in a deep meditation, and you go in deep meditation for a long time, it becomes very impossible to hurt some animal for your food. It becomes very, very impossible. You will not be able to hurt for your foods any animal when you get into the deeper meditation. It is not about any argument, or it is not about the scripture, or it is not about who said what, or it is not about who gave some commandments. It is your own consciousness. At a deeper meditation level, you will realize that it is so ridiculous. It is so absurd to kill someone just for your food. This will automatically drop in deeper meditation. When you practice vegetarianism, you will find it is easy to meditate. You will get a different vibe. Your body alchemy will undergo change. The very fabrics of your inner will start changing. It is easier to get into deeper meditation. Your love will become intense, vibrant, more sensitive, more deeper. Your body, you will get a new grace. You will be less volatile, less aggressive. You will be more receptive, more accommodative, more understanding. And the fabric of your inner, the core of your inner will start transforming. And it will create a space where your inner can blossom now. And you will be ready to move to the higher level of consciousness, to the next level of your being. This everything happens because of reverence for life. So reverence for life is the basis of vegetarianism. It happened to Mahavira 2600 years before today. Mahavira, the last prophet of Jainism, also known as Tirthankara or the enlightened being. So Mahavira was the 24th of the 24 prophet, the last one, and he was in 600 BC. And the first Tirthankara or the enlightened one or the prophet was called Adinatha or Rishabhanatha. He was at the dawn of human civilization. So coming back to Mahavira, the last prophet, 600 BC, Mahavira came from a warrior family. He was a prince. And violence would have been very natural to him. But then he went through 12 years of silence, total silence, along with deep meditation, and coupled with austerity and penance. So 12 years of deep silence and meditativeness changed his fabric of life, transformed his inner, and gave him a different understanding. And Mahavira said, like my life, all other animals are similar. They carry the same life energy as I carry. They want to live like I want to live. Self-preservation is a universal for all living beings. Clinging to life and being afraid of the death or protecting from the death is common for all living beings. No one wants the pain and misery and suffering. So, a profound understanding with the completely different inner core, completely different fabrics in his inner, Mahavira said that I will be taking extreme care. I will be alert so as to make sure that no activity of mine will be a cause to hurt any living being. And this is what is the reverence for life. This is what is the philosophy and practice of reverence for life. This is deep rooted in the concept of non-violence, that because of me, I do not want to cause any harm to any living being. And with this reverence of life, Jains are a vegetarian community, a vegetarian food-based community. It is because of the deep understanding of this reverence for life. It is not a question of dogma or a scripture or who said what and some commandments. No, it is the deep understanding of the reverence for life. That is the basis of vegetarianism. When someone kills and eats animal, his life is dependent on the animal, it is difficult to get into the meditation. Imagine, that some innocent, helpless, voiceless creature who has no course to the legal protection is being butchered. His throat is being cut just for my food. So, that blood of the animal is on my hands. No matter who killed it, no matter where the animal got killed, but because it was killed for my food, that blood is on my hands. For a moment, imagine that instead of the animal, you are being killed. You are being butchered. So you will be trembling with fear. You will be filled with anger. You will be struggling to save yourself, save your life. So, all the glands in your body will be secreting the poison in your body. And exactly this is what happens when animals are being killed. Their glands secrete all the poisons in their body. So when someone is sitting on the dining table, either for a breakfast or for a lunch or for a dinner or any other time eating for non-veg food, his hands carry the blood. And then he is eating a dead body of the animal which was killed several months back. So during that period, a lot of harmful bacteria have grown in that body. And that body was injected with growth hormones. They are also present there. And that animal was fed the food which contains several harmful chemicals. He was injected with antibiotics. All that is present in that flesh. And the animals were raised in some dark, crowded place where they were prevented from mobility. So they grow, majority of the animals grow insane, carry all the negative vibrations. And all those vibrations are also present in that flesh. So when you are eating a dead body, starting with the blood on your hands of that animal, and eating a dead body which contains the poison, which contains the growth hormones, which contains the antibiotics, and which contains all other harmful chemicals still present there. So no wonder your nature is volatile, aggressive. You don't have so much of peace of mind. It is natural. So, in deep meditation when you go, for a longer meditation you go, you will see all these aspects, and when you are sitting to eat the non-veg food, you will see all this happening in front of your eyes. And so, eating non-veg will automatically fall down when you are on the path of meditation. The life in the universal, the life is manifested in infinite ways, but they are part of the same bio-unity. The bio-unity is not different. Individual life has an independent identity. Like I have an independent identity, but I am part of at the cosmos level, I am part of the same bio-unity. So, in other words, if I kill someone, some other animal, I am killing part of me. And so Jainism says, Paras paropagraho jivanam. Paras paropagraho jivanam means all living beings are interconnected and interdependent. And this is the basis of reverence for all life. And once you have reverence for all life, your inner fabrics undergoes a change. Our universe is continuously giving. The sun gives us light and warmth and other energies for us to be alive. We are connected to the sun in many ways. The air brings us the breath of life. Oceans and the clouds, they bring us precious water. Earth sprouts all sort of vegetation and give us the vegetarian food. So, in this interconnected planet, where we are part of the entire system, we are interconnected with all living beings. So we need to be more cautious as to how we are leading our life. It is a matter of profound understanding, a higher level of intelligence, a deeper level of awareness to live in friendship with all the creatures, all the animals, and the nature. It needs intense understanding to live in harmony with the whole planet, live in harmony with the whole cosmos. So what we need is a different way of looking, a different level of understanding, a different direction to our life, with little more awareness, with little higher intelligence, and little more skills. We can live in harmony with everything without hurting. So my goal should be that I do my all life activities in a way that I don't harm any other living being. So friends, this is what the reverence for life is there. And if your life is based on this reverence for life, and if you manage your life more intelligently, with more awareness, you will also get the reverence for life as your inner fabrics. And that's why vegetarianism is not just about any dogmas, not about any scripture, not about who said what, not about idea that when I become vegetarian, I will be higher on my path of spirituality. No, vegetarianism has to be based on your deeper understanding for reverence of all life. So what to eat? What is the right food for us? If you eat with awareness, mindful eating is possible. So everyone should be in state of awareness and conscious about what he is eating, how much he is eating, when he is eating. And the way he is eating. So this is very important. And because we do the eating mechanically, we have made it as a mechanical process, a robotic process, we do not understand food. We do not discover what is the right food. So, First thing is be aware. Observe very, very closely the effect of the food you are eating on your body, on your mind, on your emotions, and at the conscious level also. And if you keep observing with awareness, with deep attention, you will slowly realize which food is good for you, which food has what effect on your body and your mind and your emotions. And over a period of 5 to 6 months, you will be able to select the food which is the most suitable for you. Jainism advises to avoid heavy food, the food which is hard on digestive system. Heavy brings the heaviness to your body and lethargic, makes you lethargic. Also, Jainism advises you not to eat the food which will instigate your passions, make you angry or volatile, violent. Avoid the foods which are stimulating. So use simple, healthy, non-stimulative, non-instigating foods which will make your body feel very light, very healthy. Your mind will be clear. Your emotions will be stable and positive. And you will be able to go in a deeper meditation to move at the higher level of consciousness. How to eat is another important dimension of eating our. Modern science agrees with the old wisdom that your state of mind, your state of emotions is very, very important when you are eating the food. If you eat the food when you are angry, when you are frustrated, when you have bad emotions, the same food becomes the poisonous. On the contrary, if you eat the food in a joyful, happy state of mind, the same food becomes more healthy, more nutrition. And so, the state of mind, the state of emotions is very, very important before you eat the food. So you should be very mindful that if you are angry, you are fearful, or you have any other negative emotions, you wait for some time till you move to the positive part of the emotion, when your mind is at peace. And the same food then will become a very, very good for you. So, part of the right food also means how you are eating. Should be eaten in a very peaceful, a very joyful state. If you are not in such a state, then it is better to wait for some time and then start eating. But we have never bothered to listen to our body. We have made eating a mechanical process, a robotic process, where our mind our emotions and our deeper self is not involved. So on the body level, right should food be healthy, non-stimulating, non-violent. At the psychological level, at the mind level, we should be in a joyful, enjoyment level. And at the spiritual and the soul level, we should be very, very grateful to the whole existence. So, the sense of thankfulness, the sense of gratitude should be there for the whole cosmos, to the whole existence, to the whole nature, and to our life, and to the body, and the food we are getting. Next part is a great rush. Many of us in today's world are in a great rush to finish the food and go to the next activity. Many times we find people spend 5 minutes, 6, 7, 10 minutes and their food eating is finished and they rush to the next. And this is the wrong way of eating the food. And so, Jains avoid any food that is injurious to any form of life. A question comes then, the plant also is alive. The plant also has a life. So how come we are not thinking about that? But the Jainism has thought deeper on that aspect also. And that's why Jains do not eat the root vegetables. Because a root vegetable, you have to plug out the whole plant. That plant has lost the life. Also importantly, around the plant, there are several other organisms which are growing. Insects are growing. And when you uproot the plant, then the life of all those insects is also disturbed. And so Jains do not eat the roots. Another aspect of not eating the root is that roots are grown under the ground. So like other plants which grow above the ground, they do not get the sunlight. They do not get the fresh air. They do not get exposure to the sky. And so they grow in the darkness. And so they have much more negative energy. So all these three aspects need to be considered. And so the root vegetables are not allowed in Jainism. The most vegetables are harvested at the end of their life cycle. And so we are not hurting the plant. And many of the fruits and vegetables are plucked from the plants. And so the plant is not getting killed. It is understood that while plugging also, you hurt the plant little bit. But then the Jain prayer says that at the end of my life, I will be formed into the earth, and that earth will come to your roots and give nourishment to your roots. So that way, in some way, you will repay the debt that you have hurt those plants. Jains fast on some religious days. Generally, the modern science also agrees that like we get the weekend holiday, our stomach must get a weekend holiday. If our stomach gets a weekend holiday, we remain much more healthy. So in Jainism, every 8 days, that is once a week, you are supposed to do the fast. And one day before the fast, you will eat only once. And one day after the fast, you will eat only once. So basically, you will take a full fast, eat once one day before, eat once one day after, means you give full weekend to your stomach. And when the stomach gets the weekend, that is, it does not have to digest the food, that fire, that energy, that digestive power which is there in the stomach, which we call as the fire in the belly, that fire will then go around and eat the diseases, the bad bacteria, and any toxin which is there. So this way, the stomach gets a chance to clean up itself, to clean all the toxins. And that's why this is extremely, extremely important. So this is not just the religious, but also the scientific way of helping you to be more healthy, to get more energy, to get more vitality. Generally, these days you can synchronize whichever is convenient to you. You can do it in the middle of the week, end of the week, beginning of the week, but you create a cycle. So on a regular basis, there is a regularity in that, like you get a holiday on Saturday, Sunday, let there be fixed pattern where you give holiday to your stomach, the weekend holiday for your stomach. So fasting definitely is not just a religious activity, but it is a very scientific activity, good for your health, health of the body, health of the mind, and positive emotions, and definitely on the path of evolving to the higher level of the conscious. Jains do not eat after sunset and before sunrise. So definitely Jainism says eat between the sunrise and the sunset. And there are several aspects for that. One of the aspects which is more commonly emphasized on is that during the night, there are a lot of insects will come and fall into your food. And there is a lot of argument that today we have so much of light, and so why the insects will fall. But the more important part is that when the sun sets, a lot of insects, their life starts and they are more active during the night. And lot of micro level organisms also are very, very active, which we cannot see from our naked eyes. And so that is one reason why you should not be eating in the night. But the more important reason, and which is not emphasized by even the Jains, and possibly they have forgotten about it or they have given less value to that, is it is the question of energy management. And Mahavira has given the greatest emphasis on the energy management, because the energy produced in our body is a bioenergy, and that is produced only within our body. So there is a limitation to how much energy we have. We do not have any facility that we plug in our body to some external power source and we get the energy. No. So we have to manage within the same bioenergy which is generated by our body. And so Mahavira has given greatest emphasis on managing your energy properly. Now when you eat the food, major part of the energy is diverted towards digesting the food. That is the priority of the body. So if you eat late in the night, then your energy is gone to digesting the food. And when you sleep, the body needs the energy to do the repairing work, to regenerate, to create the body cells and other things. And so, now the energy gets divided. So, if you eat before the sunset, by the time you go to the bed, the food is digested and whole energy now is available for body to do the repairing cycle during your sleep. And that's why when there is a food in your stomach and you go to the sleep, you will get a lot of dreams because your body is uneasy. So you will not get the sound sleep. Second and very important part is that if you are on a spiritual path, then you need a lot of energy to do the meditation. So, if your stomach is full of the food and the energy is busy in digesting, you do not get enough energy for the meditation. And so, you need to be able to eat before the sunset so that you have the energy available. And that's why I said energy management is one of the very important aspects why we should eat only between the sunrise and sunset. And another very, very important part is that our digestive system wakes up when the sun rises. It is synchronized with the sun. It has its own bio clock. And when the sun rises, the digestive system starts working. When the sun sets, the digestive system closes down. So if you eat the food after the sunset, the digestive system is sleeping, it is not working. So the food is lying in your stomach until the next day when the digestive system will wake up along with the rise of the sun. And so the food now is lying there undigested, it is rotting. And that is another important reason why you need to be able to finish your dinner before the sunset. So in addition to insects and other organisms, these are the very, very important things, is the energy management and your digestive cycle being synchronized with the sunrise and sunset. There are some more aspects of Jain food. Jainism suggests that the water you drink, you first get it filtered out and then boil it and cool to the body temperature and then drink it. Friends, this is more scientific. It has been proven by science that if you drink the boiled water, definitely it is much more purified. All the negative bacteria are gone. And so, it is very, very important. And Jainism insists that you use the fresh water. In the olden days, when the water was fetched from the well or the river, it was mandatory to filter it out. And even today, many of the Jains continue that practice. We know that the tap water is being processed and filtered, but still it is not 100% pure. And so it is always good to follow the practice that you boil the water, cool it down, and then drink it. So this practice possibly is very, very good. One more aspect of Jainism, and Jainism takes food very seriously. As we have seen, if you want to convert the food to a divine process, you definitely need to look at all the aspects. And so Jainism is very, very strict on hygienic way. So to prepare the food, it suggests that you have a very clean and hygienic place where you cook the food. Then you enter that area where you cook the food only after making your body fresh, like basically after taking the bath and wearing the fresh clothes which are recently washed. So in many places, entering the kitchen area is really supposed to be after you take the bath, put the fresh clothes, and then enter the area. Then the food which is being cooked, Jainism suggests you eat the freshly cooked food, and the raw material which you use for cooking the food also should be fresh. For example, a wheat flour which you are using, it should not be very old. It should be just few days, ideally 3 or 4 days old, when you grind the wheat and the wheat flour is made. Because after 3 days it is found that it starts decaying in the quality. The nutrition value goes down, but also some microorganisms starts developing into it. So Jainism gives a great amount of attention to the hygiene of the food, cooking, the raw material, and even serving the food. So the area where you cook, all the ceilings and everything should be neat and clean, and nothing should be able to fall down, or no insects or other things should be around. So hygienic is very, very important part of the Jainism and Jain food habits. In the nation where cows and buffaloes and goats do not have the offspring separated from them, and they are milked in a very human way, that milk is accepted as a vegetarian food. Now let us look at the benefits, health benefits of the vegetarian food. Today, more and more doctors worldwide are saying that those who are on the plant diet naturally consume less fat and less cholesterol, and so they are less likely to be victim of heart attack, blood pressure, hypertension, and similar other diseases. Studies reveal that when our diet is at the lower level of this cycle, then that diet is healthy. At a higher level, there are much more pesticide, antibiotics, preservatives, growth hormones, and the poison generated from the glands of the animal which is being killed. And the growth of the harmful bacteria. This is all present in the other type of diet. And so, it is important that you base your diet at the lower level, that is the plant-based diet, which is much more healthy. Even in the senior years of our life, doctors say that if you are on the plant-based diet, you will be more healthy, there will be more clarity in your mind, and you have greater emotional stability. And so your senior years will also be very, very good. Now let us look at the ecology and environment point of view. What is the benefit of a vegetarian diet? As we know, to create a 1 pound of non-veg, that is the flesh, you need 7 times more food grain to be fed to the animal. So in other sense, if one person switches over from non-vegetarian food to the vegetarian food, 6 more people can get the food. So if enough people switch over from non-vegetarian diet to vegetarian diet, the whole hunger all over the planet can be eliminated. Everybody will have enough food, and no one has to sleep on an empty stomach. Remember, one person living on a non-veg is eating up the food of 7 people if they are vegetarian. So one person switching over, 6 more people can be fed, they can be given enough food so they don't have to be on the hungry stomach. To produce the non-veg, we need so much of water. Millions and millions of gallons of water is needed. And that waste which is generated then goes back into our water systems, in the lakes, in the rivers, in the ocean. And all those harmful chemicals, pesticides, growth hormones also go into our water systems. It is estimated that 2 billion tons of waste is generated in the slaughterhouse, and that then goes into our water system. So ecologically also, it is always much better that we use the vegetarian diet. Do Jains do prayer before eating the food? Yes, Jains are supposed to do prayer before eating the food, and that prayer involves all the points we have discussed and summarized so far. Of course, this prayer is not for asking anything from the God or Almighty or some higher authority, but this prayer is to summarize all the points we discussed so far. So the prayer would be, and the words can be different. You don't have to use the exact word, but the meaning behind the words is important. And as long as you are able to summarize that meaning, so it can be in any language, and this has nothing to do with any religion, neither Jainism nor any other religion. This is just the prayer summarizing how you should eat the food, why you should eat the food, and in what way you should do it. So the prayer would be, I am here for eating the food. My mind is at peace and there are no disturbances. I do not carry any anger or any fear or any other negativity in me. I am happy and joyful. And so I am ready to take my food. This food I have made sure has come without hurting any living being. I do not wish that any living being be hurt just because I need that food. So I am taking strictly vegetarian food. This food has been prepared in a hygienic way from hygienic ingredients and freshly cooked. And here I am sitting on a very clean and nice hygienic surrounding. I have taken the bath, my body is pure, and I have freshly washed clothes. So whole atmosphere is hygienic. This food, I am eating this food so that I get the energy, vitality and nourishment. And this food will remove my body sickness, my sickness in mind, and cleanse my emotions. I am very much thankful to the farmer in the farm and to all the other people who worked hard to get this food on my table. I am really thankful to all of them. This food is a divine gift for me. So I am going to enjoy this food with all my senses. The touch, the taste, the smell, vision, and hearing. I am not going to rush through eating, not going to do mechanically. And so I am going to enjoy each bite. So this food becomes divine. I know I'm not Parabrahma. That food is divine and more important than the whole cosmos. And that is why I am not going to waste even a single grain of this food. And knowing very well that billions of people are hungry and I have no way that I should be wasting any food. So, I cannot waste any food because billions of people are going on hungry stomach. With this and with this gratitude, I am going to eat this food, which will bring me joy, happiness and festivity, which will make my body healthy, which will make my mind clear and creative, and which will give me stable, positive emotions, and which will prepare me for higher level of my consciousness. So guys, this is the type of prayer which has summarized all the important points we discussed. That what to eat, how to eat, how much to eat, and when to eat. And with that prayer, we also expressing our gratitude to everybody, everything, the whole cosmos. And with that mindset, with that emotions, with that stability, you should eat the food. Then that food will become divine and that will bring good things to your life. Short though it is, our time on this planet can be valuable and meaningful if we choose to discover and live by the universal laws of.
Press subscribe, bell icon and like button.